Joining us in studio right now, familiar face that you see on your TV. Gerald is with us. Big weekend for you, Acadiana Eats Festival.
Man, Taylor, you know, fourth year of Acadiana Eats, November 1st, this Saturday. It's funny when we were picking our date, you know, one of the things, as much as I love the Raging Cajun, right? I'm just going to tell you, is we kind of base it a lot off of what LSU's doing.
Okay.
Yeah, because, you know, obviously we have, while we have our local school, I know people that live in Lafayette or plan on going to the Cajun game. I know the logistical aspect of like, hey, we can go to Acadiana Eats and go to the UL game. Whereas Baton Rouge is a little bit more of a commitment
drive
for people, like logistically, let's get there 9 hours before so we can park, you know, all the things. So good news is we're looking at a fantastic weekend for November 1st for this Saturday. Because, you know, if it would have been last week, which it's always kind of been the Saturday before Halloween, we would have had a washout. So
I know. I think you picked the perfect weekend. We're going to have great weather.
Yes.
Lots of great food is going to be out there.
It's going to be unbelievable.
How many vendors now?
So, look, appetizers, sweets, there will be their own areas, which is fantastic. And then it's been really cool working with Eat Lafayette this year. There's going to be some Eat Lafayette vendors as well as our Acadiana Eats vendors that are all participating within that umbrella. So Acadiana Eats featured vendors will have 20 from across Acadiana. Everybody has been told, you know, I'm a restaurant guy at heart, so one of the conversations that I have with them is like, you know, we ask them to prepare to get ready for 500 portions.
Okay.
But I also say, like, hey, prepare for whatever you're comfortable making, because whether you sell out or maybe you sell 2, 3, whatever your portions are, like, don't be calling me on Sunday like, gee, you told me to make too much of that. No, I didn't. I told you to make whatever you feel comfortable making. But almost all of our restaurants every year are calling me on Sunday just trying to get back in for another year. So more of that
exciting.
On Saturday.
And I know you've been featuring the restaurants. I've been loving your features because you're making me hungry and excited for the weekend. What's your favorite part about this festival? It started 4 years ago. Did you ever think that Acadiana Eats would be what it is right now? It kind of like grew legs and took off.
Yeah, so, you know, I started Acadiana Eats with John and KLFY. Our managers at the time were Kyle Brinkman and Kenny Lawrence. People, you know, you're like, huh? Like, you know, it's true. It was 10 years ago. And I started it with simply the idea of growing up in the restaurant business, how impactful it would be when my dad would be featured on TV and how many people would come. So in 2020, February 2020, we actually signed the paperwork for the Eats Festival in the fall of 2020. Yeah. But then the pandemic happened. And then 2021, I mean, I just feel so blessed to be able to share so many fantastic restaurants with a culture that is thriving, especially our food scene. So many people that are watching KLFY, like Paspatu, KLFY, Hello Acadiana. Just the historical significance of this television station and what we've been able to do with our local restaurants has been awesome. And I have to say this, you know, huge kudos, honestly, to Michael Sipes and Chris Cook, our news director and our GM, because the reality of it is, in this business, there is turnover, and it's up to our management, ultimately, what ends up hitting our airwaves. And the fact that they've continued to love and support this segment for our local restaurant owners. As much as I can say it's about John, it's about me, it's about them, it's really, you know, up to the decision makers in this building. And Chris and Michael have been unbelievable. Love those guys to death.
Well, Acadiana Eats is just loved so much by everybody in this building, the community, and it's going to be such a great weekend. We're out of time.
I know, I talked too much.
What time does everything kick off on November 1st?
Yeah, so everything's kicking off this Saturday, 11 a.m. Things are going to wrap by 5 p.m. Real quick, music 11:30. Starting off with Michael Scott Boudreaux, then Nathan and the Zydeco Cha-Chas around 1:15. Then Side Quest, Zach Edwards going to be doing their thing to close it out. And 4 to 5 p.m. house music. We're going to have a good time. It's
going to be such a great time. Great weather. Go out and enjoy. Support those vendors.
Yeah, you're right.
We'll be right back after this.
The KLFY Plus app is here. Now